Hello everybody, I'm Aurélie. In today's video, I'll explain how to obtain tax residence in Malta, what taxes you would pay, how companies are taxed, and the real problem you should consider before jumping in. Also, I will give you practical example of the cost of living and the pros and cons our clients have been telling us about. Let's start with residence. What is the non-dom regime in Malta? Malta allows foreigners to live there with a very favorable tax regime if they are not domiciled in a country, meaning if you are not born there, do not have family roots or historical connection. This means you only pay tax incomes that you remit to Malta. And in some cases, not even that, if the income is passive like dividends or interest. To apply, you have two different paths. Path number one, the self-sufficient residence. For European citizens, the requirements are to rent a home, have health insurance, and proof of economic self-sufficiency. The advantages: you don't pay tax on foreign income not remitted to Malta. That means not depositing it in a Maltese bank or spending money from abroad inside Malta. Foreign passive income, like interest and dividends, can be exempt even if you remit it. The minimum mandatory tax is €5,000 per year. You will need Malta to be your place of vital interest or spend 183 days in the country. It is especially critical to fulfill this the first year. The active income remitted to Malta is taxed at normal rates, at a progressive up to 35%. Part 2, the Global Residence Program. It requires an entry fee of €6,000. You must buy or rent a home and a minimum of €9,600 a year if you're renting. There's a fixed annual tax of €15,000. There's a 15% tax on active foreign income remitted. Regarding Malta itself, you can spend a few days per year. But if you have risk with aggressive countries, it's recommended that in the year you leave, you spend 183 days in Malta. Whether you choose path 1 or path 2, in the month you are in Malta, you will have to operate with Maltese companies. It's a costly structuring, and you could end up paying only 5% tax effectively. Now, let's talk about companies in depth, whether you use them without residency or if you live there. Here comes the most complex part, and also where you must be most careful. Corporate tax in Malta is 35%. But there's a tax refund system. If you use a holding structure, you can recover part of the tax and reach an effective 5%. If you like that video, hit that subscribe button. It helps me creating content. And leave a comment below. I'd love to chat with you and try to reply to everyone. Now, let's talk about the weak points of the Maltese system. Creating a company in Malta is bureaucratic and slow. The legal startup and maintenance costs are high. The banking system is very restricted. Many local banks don't accept new companies, and you end up operating with neobanks or fintechs. Malta is not ideal if you only look for a cheap and fast European company. But to finish this section, if what you want is to pay low taxes in Europe, it is the best option with Cyprus IP Box. Cost of living and pros and cons. In this second section, I will detail firsthand what it costs to live and the pros and cons of living in Malta. To give you an idea, the minimum interprofessional salary is €961 per month. And the monthly cost of living for one person in a city like Sliema or Valletta is approximately rent, like a one-bedroom in a city center, from €1,300. The supermarket with basic foods between €250 to €500. The bills like water and electricity goes from €90 to €120 per month. The taxi is around €2 per kilometer. All the leisure like gym, mobile, etc. goes from €150 to €250. Plus, the cost of living is higher because many products are imported and not produced locally. So the approximate total monthly for like a simple life will cost between €1,500 to €2,000. In less touristic areas like Mostar, Birkirkara or northern towns, the rent can be 20 to 30% lower. Positive points of living in Malta. There's tax advantages with a non-dom regime, a Mediterranean climate. The official language is Maltese and English. There's a good geographic location, well connected with Europe. It's a quite unsafe lifestyle. There's an international community and free public bus transport for residents. Now let's talk about the negative points of living in Malta. There's limited infrastructure. Roads, public transport, and some services are outdated. There's a shortage and high cost of housing, especially in Sliema, Valletta, and San Julian's. It's a small island and there's a feeling of isolation. Malta has only 316 kilometers per square. Some people feel it gets too small after a while. There's a lack of green areas and air pollution in some urban areas. There's a high cost of living in tourist areas. Supermarkets, restaurants, leisure are quite more expensive compared to other Mediterranean countries. If you are considering a change of tax residence, remember, there is no one-size-fits-all option. In the description, I leave a link to schedule a call with our team. We will see if we can really help you, and if it fits, we will accompany you through the entire process. And if you want to share your experience or ask me a question, I'm reading your comments. See you in the next video.